Changes are coming quickly. The old world order is crumbling. And it's obvious that that's already happening. Just think about your own perception of the institutions that you once trusted. I'm willing to bet that when you grew up, and I know this is true because it was the same when I grew up, we all trusted the media. I'm old enough that the media was only three channels. It was ABC, NBC, and CBS. And then CNN came along later in the 1980s. But we all trusted these media outlets, even though we now know that those media outlets were, in fact, they were lying to us the entire time. They were lying to us. And it didn't really become obvious to most of us until about 2016. With the election, the victory of Donald Trump, and then the entire media conspiracy to try to bring him down using whatever lies they could come up with, and then how the media just did character assassination, lies and smears against any individual that supported Trump, total censorship of pro-Trump personalities and channels all over social media and the tech giants and so on. So ask yourself now, how much faith do you still have in the media? The answer is probably zero. That has already crumbled. And it can't be restored, not in our lifetimes. The media has lost all credibility. And when that happens, the loss of its audience is sure to follow, and it's already happening. CNN's audience is plummeting. How many left-wing online publications are laying off people like crazy, or shutting down, or have been for sale, or have been sold off? A lot of them. Lots. I think Salon was just sold, and many others are for sale right now. They're all in financial hard times because no one trusts them anymore. But it's not just the media. It's also, think about, what is your trust in the federal judiciary? Do you trust the court system? Do you trust judges? Do you trust the rule of law? Do you think that the rule of law is applied equally in America? And I'm willing to bet that you've come to discover the answer is no, no way. And by the way, I want to invite you to think about the fact that Black Americans have known this for decades. It's white Americans that are just now figuring it out. Yeah, it's white Americans are stumbling into the idea, what? The court system is biased? What? There's not equal justice for all? The average African American could have told you that from day one. It's white Americans that are having their world rocked by all the dishonesty and all the injustice and all the insanity that's happening right now. Do you trust the Federal Reserve? Do you trust the banking system with your money? If you think about it, you probably don't, but your actions may betray you because you probably still are using the banking system more than you should be. And we all have to use the banking system to some extent. We have to engage in transactions, commercial transactions and so on, just to run a business, just to run a payroll, just to pay our utility bills, all those things. You're probably doing those things too. But you shouldn't put savings in a bank. You shouldn't have a safe deposit box with your valuables in a bank. They can seize those, right? They can seize them. It's called the bail-in. They can just empty all the safe deposit boxes and just call it theirs. They've done it. And it will happen again. Do you have faith in the institution of medicine? Do you have faith in any institution of science? Do you have faith at all in any of the things that you once believed in? I mean, I still have faith in America. I have faith in the human spirit. I have faith in God. But I don't have faith in elections. I don't have faith in government. I don't have faith in the FBI. The FBI is corrupt. It's a criminal cartel with a badge. They go after political targets. Look what they did to Roger Stone. It's insane. You can't have faith anymore in these institutions, and I'm willing to bet you don't. And so it's crumbling. Now, what's going to happen is there will be a tipping point where change will come to the world, and it will ripple across the social fabric. And it will happen very radically and rapidly, just like the fall of the Berlin Wall. I want you to think back to that day, the fall of the Berlin Wall. Well, what year was that? Was it 88? I may have that wrong, but it was right around there. Suddenly it fell overnight. One day, the day before, there was East Berlin and West Berlin. The very next day, they were reunited. The Soviet Union was crumbling, and it fell. Decentralization took place, and countries that were once republics of the Soviet Union found themselves independent, sovereign nations like Ukraine, for example, and many, many others throughout the region. Much of Eastern Europe today used to be part of the Soviet Union. Rapid, overnight decentralization. Your world changed overnight. You woke up the next day, you were the citizen of a different nation, even if you never stepped foot outside your door. I'm here to tell you the exact same thing can happen in America. One day you may wake up and find yourself living in the Republic of Texas or the Communist Republic of California, run by the Chinese. Yeah, that can happen. You could wake up and find yourself in a whole new country. You could wake up and find that your entire bank account is worthless because money is worthless, or at least the dollar is worthless. These things can happen overnight, and they will happen overnight. It's just like geology. You know, a long time ago, geologists thought that mountains and valleys and rivers and things, they thought they were formed slowly over time, that mountains were formed by slow erosion. Turns out that mountain ranges are formed almost instantly. An entire mountain range like the Grand Tetons or the Appalachians or whatever can be formed literally overnight in one cataclysm, one apocalyptic earth change event. The tectonic plates buckle. The energy is released and forced upwards, bringing Earth with it. Trillions of tons of rock jut into the sky, forced upwards by all of this sort of, what do you call it? Like pent up energy, kinetic energy, ready to be unleashed, like a giant rubber band that's just ready to go. And that's what happens. Mountain ranges are formed instantly. The Grand Canyon, they say, oh, it's a product of slow erosion. Well, actually, it's a product of catastrophic floods. So the Grand Canyon was cut in very short duration events. That's what did most of the erosion. Rapid events. Things throughout history have been shaped by sudden change, not gradual erosion. And it's true in geology as much as it's true in culture and human psychology. When there's a tipping point, there can be an earthquake of human awakening. There can be an earthquake of understanding or awareness. All these things can happen just boom, suddenly. And they will. This is what's coming. And the question to ask yourself is, are you ready for this catastrophic sudden change? Are you ready for a world that doesn't follow the rules that you've grown used to? Are you ready to live in a society that's not run the way that you know it today? If the United States government doesn't exist, if the dollar doesn't exist, the laws and rules that you've grown accustomed to no longer apply. You may not even be a citizen of the same country that you are today. Are you ready for that world? Because these changes can come dramatically, and they will. They are assured to happen. So be ready for anything. I've got a couple of websites that might help you stay informed and aware. One is called collapse.news. Collapse.news. I've also got survival.news. All kinds of survival skills, survival gear reviews, how-to information for wilderness survival, urban survival, self-defense, all kinds of things. So check these out. Stay informed. Survival.news and collapse.news. You will thank yourself for making the investment in your own knowledge. You'll thank yourself, trust me. And keep reading naturalnews.com, and you can hear my podcasts at brighteon.com. That's the YouTube alternative video website for free speech. Version 2 is now live, by the way. We launched it recently, and we've relaxed our restrictions on content, and we've lowered our costs by 90%. We now have a brand new back-end technology that's more censorship resistant. So feel free to use brighteon.com. Create your own channel there. It's free to use, just like YouTube. except we don't spy on you. So in that way, it's much better than YouTube. But thanks for listening. This is Mike Adams. Take care. When you support us, we keep fighting for America. We keep fighting for your liberty, fighting for your natural health, for disease prevention, for education and knowledge about how to be healthy and how to live a productive, happy life. Support us at healthrangerstore.com. Over 700 products, lab tested, clean, ultra clean, the cleanest offered anywhere in the world. healthrangerstore.com. Check it out, support our mission, and help enhance and protect your health at the same time. Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.